Paloma, I would
You're
like
welcome.
to ask you for a question. Well, yes, I would like to ask you a question. Do you like your job?
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes,
What's
teacher. In
okay?
this country, I learned to enjoy my job because it's only this job I have for well in this country. Hmm.
Yes, that's it. All right. You know what? Today's conversation is going to be about jobs. Sometimes we, as you said, sometimes
Okay.
we don't agree with the job we have. Sometimes we don't like it, but sometimes we don't appreciate very much what we have. So, have you ever thought about what is the best
That's right.
job? Yeah, so have you ever thought about what is the best job?
Oh, teacher, the best job, in my opinion, is the job where do you feel uh, good? If you enjoy your job, it's great.
That,
If you can learn about your job, it's fantastic if you can learn. Many people don't like their jobs, but they need to job. They need to
they
work.
need to work. That's it. You're right. You know what? I think sometimes I have wondered what are the conditions that a job could have for me to say that it's good, that I like it, or that I love it. So, in your case, what are the conditions that a job should have for you to say that it's perfect?
Well, teacher, I'm working in a restaurant, and the conditions. Well, the restaurant is good. Have a good level. The security rules and safety rules and the training is good. I like that. And well, the pay is I like that.
Of course.
The pay is teacher teacher in this country you looking for a good job, but you looking for to a good pay, no?
Oh, yes, of course.
And this is the first reason. This is the first reason. How much pay the hour?
Yeah,
And
that's
then if you like the no if you like the for example uh, the place it's well add to this grade, no? But teacher, other point is how do you feel with your partners? If the partners are friendly and are a good person and well and everyone made their jobs, oops, it's good to teacher.
that's great. Yes, so we are looking for a nice job environment for, of course, a very good payment, a good salary. And you mentioned something about the place. Of course, it is important also. Sometimes we pay attention to many things, but the place is really important too, where we can feel comfortable. Okay, so you know
Yes,
what?
teacher.
Mhm.
Yes, teacher, and it's teacher. It's a heavy. Well, it's a hard work because you stand up
Yeah,
many hours stand up.
you know what?
But when you are moving, you don't feel too much hard. But well, it's hard because I stand up maybe 6.5 hours, sometimes 9.
Yeah,
It's hard to me.
you know what? I would like to tell you something. Once upon a time, when I started working as a teacher, I worked in a place where they didn't pay the vacation time. And so for me, it was mandatory to have any other
Uh-huh.
employment because, of course, I needed to have incomes in that time. So I looked for a job as a waitress in a restaurant, and I
Uh-huh.
feel very
Uh-huh.
blessed because I could have a position as a waitress in another place. But you know what? I didn't work for a long time,
Uh-huh.
just for one day, because it was so incredibly
Oh.
painful for me. I couldn't stand. I
Uh-huh.
couldn't tremendous pain in my legs, so I didn't come back ever. Of
Uh-huh.
course, yes, I need the money, but I can't
Oh.
stand the pain, and so I couldn't come back to work.
Uh-huh.
That's why I learned that the people who work in a restaurant are
Mhm.
heroes. They are really, well, you are really heroic because it is extremely difficult, so painful to be standing and to be helping people who sometimes clients are good
Yes.
people, but I know from my experience that there are
Yes.
also some clients who can be very rude and very disgusting, and you have to
Yes.
stand it. So,
Yes. And yes, teacher. This is a other point. The people who come to the restaurant and it's not friendly. It's no educado. How do you say, teacher?
they,
Unpolite.
yeah, they are not polite. They are not very cultural people.
They are not polite. Yes,
Uh-huh,
and you need to close your mouth and and it's everything do you can do it because
uh-huh.
the customer all time have the reason
Yes, of course, and
and well this is the I think teacher this is the but to me is the difficult point.
the
This
most
the
difficult.
all time the customer have the reason when the most difficult teacher and sometimes they don't want they don't have the reason, no,
That's
but
it.
well, okay.
I think
And
that
another
most of
point
the
teacher
time.
is for example when uh another
Yeah,
point teacher is when some partner don't make their job and you you must have to apologize, how you say, disculparse with the customer and make again
apologize.
their order or
Uh-huh, you have to
apologize with the
apologize.
customers yes, and give the solution to the customer. If the customer have other attitude, no, they are hungry.
Uh-huh.
This is difficult teacher in all my labor experience because in Mexico I work in government office. We give you attention to the people too, but the most difficult job is when you give work with the people
Uh-huh.
when you,
That's it.
for example, you are in customer attention or whatever, I don't know exactly in Spanish how do you say or in English, donde tú atiendes al público,
The
por
customer
example, now
service.
here in this country, in the restaurant, the customer
Uh-huh.
service aquí in this country with the restaurants, it's very difficult work with the people,
Yes,
very
that's it.
difficult teacher. It's incredible. It's incredible. And with my experience now, I'm trying to understand when I go to other restaurants or when I go to customer service for a specific situation, and I can understand the other person who is in front of me.
Yeah, because you know how difficult it could be when a person is out of reason.
Yes, teacher.
All right.
That's
Well, you know what? I think that those job experiences have been very valuable. But let's talk about some other jobs. Ta-da! Here you are. So, what do you think about being a scarecrow?
scarecrow. What it mean, teacher?
A scarecrow
Scarecrow.
is a
Eso
person.
como un espantapájaros.
Aha, that's it. He's a human scarecrow, and he has to be standing up
Oh.
in the among the crops so that he can scare the birds who go and eat
Ajá.
all of the
Ajá.
seeds, the corn, the wheat. So, oh my,
Ajá.
what do you think about this job?
Oh, yes.
Would it be easy to do it?
Well, it is not difficult, but it is not easy because you need is maybe waiting many time to in the crops.
Uh-huh.
And teacher, I don't know if I don't know if it's a good idea.
You know what? I think that
I
they
don't
will,
know because maybe
yes, yes, I'm sorry.
yes, teacher. I don't know if the birds look the person. No, it's okay, teacher. I tell you if the birds look this person and maybe no not how you say not come and eat the seeds, and the person
Uh-huh.
maybe is waiting many hours.
Yeah, too much. And I think that it is not only to be standing up waiting for the birds to come, but also to be standing up under the sun rays for a long time. And what about the insects that in the
Mhm.
crops could be, for example, some scorpions?
Yes, it's other problem. The insects, the mosquitoes, the ants,
Uh-huh.
many insects, teacher.
Yeah, and you are supposed to be
Yeah, well,
with no movement.
no. Teacher, is if you think it's it would be a danger because the vipers, víboras son vipers, teacher.
Yes, it could be vipers or it could be snakes.
Mm-hmm. Yes, teacher. It
Yeah.
is not easy. I think.
Yes, it seems to be easy, but in fact, it is not. All right. Jorge, welcome.
And
How
have
are
a risk.
Hi, good
uh-huh.
evening.
Good evening. How are you, Jorge?
Hi, nice talking to you.
Great. Thank you very much. You know, Jorge, we are talking today about a very interesting topic that is jobs. So for this, I would like to know, we would like to know where you work. What's your job?
I am an English teacher and I work at a secondary school, at a
Hey,
public secondary school.
that's great. That's beautiful. All right. You know what, Jorge? We
Yes.
were talking about our job because, of course, we love our job. That's why we are working where we are. But sometimes we can be a little maybe disgusted about the things we do, about some regulations that our authorities have. I don't know, there are sometimes certain conditions that we don't like. Is there anything that you don't like about your job?
Well, yes, actually, I do. I have some things that I don't like. I would like that my students uh, like the language as I do. I love it, and I think sometimes they don't care too much about the language or about learning, and it's difficult for me. You know, they are teenagers. They are from 13 to 15 years old, and sometimes they don't. They think that learning a language is not important for them.
Yes, I know, I understand it. You know what? I think that it is a general problem, because that's the same problem in many other schools in many other levels. So I think that, well, don't feel disappointed about this. It's not you, of course. It is the general state in about the students. And well, we were talking about it because sometimes, well, in my case, for example, once upon a time, I thought that it would be very interesting and maybe much better to change my job, to do something different, because this business of education was not very satisfying to me at all because of that same situations.
All right.
The student didn't want to learn, that the authorities sometimes don't appreciate so much our abilities and our disposition. But later on, I thought that, well, yes, I could make a very good, uh, and I started thinking what else I could do besides of being a teacher, of course, no? And so
Yes.
I was looking for some options. And I found here, for example, to be a scarecrow. Paloma and I were talking about that it could be a good option, but I don't think so. What do you think about being a scarecrow?
Being a scarecrow. Well, that would be perhaps it would be relaxing to be there on the fields, but I don't know. Uh, you have to be very still to be a scarecrow.
Yeah,
And
and under the sun rays and standing the insects and maybe the,
yes,
the snakes.
and it should be very hot being there with those that outfit, maybe.
Yeah, that's it. And what happens when it suddenly rains?
Yes, or if you want to go to the bathroom or take a
My
take a pee.
goodness. Yeah, so I don't think that this could be a very good option. All right, no. Let's think about something different. Why not to be an other judge?
Um, well, it all depended on the payment.
Ah, that's it. It might be good. I don't know. What do you think about it, Paloma? Would you like to be another judge? Suppose that the payment
Mm,
is very good.
well, teacher, I only I can accept if the pay is extremely good. because teacher because teacher there are many jobs, but we don't are how do you say, teacher, available for all.
We are not.
Many We are not available for all because we have a specific dislikes or likes for something, activities or situations, teacher. In this part, well, if the pay is excellent, good, well, I can accept, but I don't know for how long time.
For so long. All right, thank you, Jorge. What do you think about?
Teacher,
Yes.
I'm sorry.
No,
I'm sorry, teacher. For example, for this kind of jobs, it's for example, this or the Qatar food. I don't know if in English is or the word Qatar.
that
Qatar foods or wines or other things. You need to have an excellent noise now.
I have a very excellent smelling sense.
Yes,
Yes, that's it.
that's
And
right.
well, even you have to be prepared. You have to have some preparedness for these kind of jobs because, of course, you need to know what are you looking for.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's true.
All right. So, Jorge, what about this? Would you be another judge?
Well, it all depends. Maybe I don't know if I have a good sense of smelling, but I suppose, for example, in that case, in the picture, maybe they are trying to see if deodorant is strong enough, or the durability of the perfume, the quality of the elements of the perfume, if it works correctly. um I really, I don't know if I had that capability of doing that. I was thinking about these people who taste wine or coffee to see the difference of qualities.
That's it. They have to have some proven expertising
Yes.
because, well, as I told you before, you have to know what you are looking for. So it is not just to taste or to smell and to say, yuck.
Yes.
All right, very good. Thank you very much. Okay, so you know what? Now I would like to ask you something. If you don't want to be another judge or you think that you wouldn't make a good other judge, what about being a mermaid? Would you like to be a mermaid? What about you,
Wow,
Paloma?
teacher. Well, maybe for half hour, teacher, because I don't have the good condition to to dance and swim at the same time.
Yeah,
Maybe half hour, teacher. Or well, because it's difficult. It's difficult to. For example, I remember when the girls in the Olympic Games they are dancing inside the pool. Oh my goodness, it's marvelous, but it's very difficult. They have many hours of training, and it is not easy.
yeah, of course, it is not easy at all.
Yes.
Yeah. And what about your skin? If you are maybe 3 or 4 hours in a tank,
Oh no, teacher, I don't. I can't believe it. 3 hours inside. No, no,
Mm.
yeah,
no,
so,
teacher. I maybe 1 hour, and it's too much too.
yes.
Because
All right.
it is for example the water is very different for the ocean and the pool have chemicals
Uh-huh.
uh, and the ocean it's minerals, no, it's
Yeah,
very
it has some chemical substances. It
yeah,
makes more difficult the task.
yes,
All right. Thank you very much, Paloma. All right, Jorge, what do you think about it? Would you make a good mermaid?
Well, I don't think so. I would need to have. I don't have that figure, that body that this girl has, and I don't know if there are male mermaids.
Like a trident?
Yes, maybe. I would need to be uh, like 30. 30 kilos less.
All right.
I,
So,
I love water, but I don't think I have enough condition to be in the water for that long.
okay, let's think about it. Let's suppose that you have the condition. Would you be
Yes.
in a tank for 3 or 4 hours?
Yes, I think so. I would like it, and I suppose that would be maybe in an aquarium or something.
Uh-huh.
So it would be nice to be there, and I don't know, people looking at you and enjoying your movements or something. If you are a good diver or a good swimmer, and also you would have the chance to be with fish, with real fish in the
Wow.
tank. That would be nice.
It would be very nice. Yes. All right. You know what? I think I wouldn't make a good mermaid because maybe people would say, oh, a whale. No, I'm not a whale.
Come
Mermaid.
on.
So they would say, oh, Keiko, it's a Keiko. All
Yeah,
right.
to be a mermaid, you must be like well, for a woman it has to be 90, 60, 90.
Well, I got those measures. I have 60, 90, 60.
Wow. Very well.
Well, it is not the same order, but they are the measurements. Okay, so look at this. Well, let's suppose that we are not going to make a good mermaid, but what about a professional snorkeler? Wouldn't you like to be a professional snorkeler?
Professional snorkeler.
Aha.
A
Professional
smuggler is
snorkeler.
a thief?
No, a professional snorkeler is a person who is trained in some therapies and in some psychology science so that they know what you need in a moment of depression. And so they are able to make you feel better, to snuggle you, to pat you, to cherish you, to hug you, to hold you when you are in depression.
Okay.
So if you are depressed or alone,
Well, teacher, this is the
you can call for a professional snuggler so that you can feel much better.
Okay.
Would you like
Well,
to?
ladies first.
teacher. It's the first time well, thank you, thank you. Teacher, it's the first time that I listen this professional snorkeler. But well, in this country, teacher, all time when I go to my medical appointment, the nurse asks me, "You are depression? You have depression? You feel sad? Oh my goodness!" Now I understand why. Because in this country, many people have depression and take medicine,
Aha, that's it.
and many problems for the
Stress.
diet or whatever. Stress have this reason. But well, in with my character and when how I don't think this job is good to me, teacher. Maybe I'm
Why?
finished crazy too, or crying too, or I don't know. But but this job, teacher, I think no, it's the best option for to me.
It's not the best option. All
Or
right.
maybe I can fighting with the no, it's not my best option. Or maybe I finish the my appointment with the patient and fighting with him or with her, no?
Oh my.
No, teacher. This is I I will tell you the truth. No, it's good
You could say, "Are
idea.
you depressed?" No, you may say, "Are you depressed?" Jesus Christ.
No, teacher, finish the hour and no one only person with depression. We finish both.
So
Both with
depressed.
depression. No,
Oh my.
no, teacher. I think no.
Oh my. What about you, Jorge? Would you make a good professional snuggler?
Well, I don't know. Maybe I think I am a good listener sometimes when I talk to some friends or they talk to me, and I think I am a good listener. But I don't know if my advice that I sometimes give them some advice. I don't know if it is correct. Um, I suppose that uh, if you don't give other people good advice, it could be worse for him or for her.
That's it. You're right. Sometimes we can have the life of any person in our hands.
Yes. I think, as I told you before, I think I am a good listener, but when the moment comes of giving advice, I don't know if I my what I tell them would be a good thing for him or her.
Or if it would make a difference between staying alive or committing suicide.
Yes, that would be very important. What happens if that person takes a wrong decision because of something that you told him?
hmm Yes, that's it. And so I think that this issue of being a professional snuggler is a very serious job
Yes.
because, as many other health professionals, uh, people's life is in their hands. It could be something very serious.
I think these professional people could work on a hotline for people who wants maybe to commit suicide, and in that moment you have to be very precise.
That's it. You're right. I agree. I totally agree with you. I don't know, maybe as Paloma said, in my case, if I would be a professional snuggler, I may be depressed with the person also, or I would say, hey, don't bother me. So talk side if you want, but I don't know.
Well, teacher, uh, teacher. Well, it's not possible. But I listened about the people who Jorge say maybe when somebody call or need help, and another day we are talking about that, and one friend tell me about the in the university have this I don't know say it's a carrera, but it's
Uh-huh.
specific for the persons who by telephone help to other persons for 911 for hospitals for whatever
Wow.
the, uh, the for call is for only call. And
Uh-huh.
I don't know, before I don't know this, for example, this specific work, jobs, now they have a
A
study,
specialty.
no? You can study about for these kind of jobs. Yes,
Wow.
teacher. In
Neither
this
did
country
I.
they have this I don't, maybe it's a technique, maybe it's a technique studies, but they have this specialty for call centers.
Wow. Hey, that's nice. You know what? I didn't
Yeah.
think that it could be, there could be something like this, but it's very interesting.
Yes, it is indeed.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah.
Bride kidnapping expert.
What do you think about this? Would you be a bride kidnapping expert?
Well, I didn't kidnap my wife. I asked their parents to give me her hand. So
So you don't know how to kidnap a bride. Well, you
just
know what?
well, maybe have some tequila or some drinks, and then you say, "Come on, you can do it. Go for it."
Let's go, go, go. Yeah, all right. Well, here in Mexico, of course, it is illegal. And if we mention something like this, of course, it should be a joke. But in some other countries like Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, it is totally permitted that if you want to have a wife and you liked your neighbor, but she doesn't want to marry you, kidnap her.
Wow.
Wow.
So you can ask for the services for an expert, and he will kidnap her for you and bring it to your house for a couple of dollars.
Wow. That's new for me.
Wow.
And the problem is not the kidnapping. The problem is that if later on he doesn't like her,
Uh-huh. And
he,
they
if
say,
he wants to return to the family,
yeah, no refunds, no returns.
no refunds.
Yeah, that's it. So look at this. For me, it
Wow,
was also,
teacher, but this is a yes, teacher. It's different cultures.
aha, that's it.
Is because you say in other countries is legal, but well, in our countries no.
No,
But well, it's I think it's hard, no, teacher. It's hard, no.
aha, that's
In my
it.
Yes.
opinion, it's difficult to do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's other culture.
Yeah, and I'm serious. When I was looking for another option, I said, all right, Maggie, let's suppose that you stop being a teacher and you look for another occupation. So what would you like to do? And I was looking for some options and I found out these ones. And I said, oh my goodness, holy moly.
Wow, that's incredible.
Wow.
I wouldn't believe it.
Yeah, and I found them in some articles. Some of them were in some interviews. So I'm serious, they are real
Uh-huh.
jobs. All right, so let's go to this. Would you like to be a wizard
Ay,
or a mole Santa or a Rasputin impersonator? Like,
It's an impersonator.
it's a,
maybe
yeah, it is. He's a Rasputin
wow.
impersonator.
May
Well,
wow, teacher.
it is supposed that this man Rasputin was I don't know how to say it, but he was very good with ladies.
Mm-hmm.
That
Yeah.
he had I don't know extra powers with sexuality. So I don't know if this guy is the same.
I don't know, or if he appears in some TV shows, or I don't know, but even he's a mole Santa and a wizard.
Because he was like a
Mhm.
magician or something like that in
Uh-huh.
Russia, wasn't he?
Like like Merlin.
Uh-huh.
So would you like to be a mole Santa or a wizard?
Yes, well, it would be
Mm.
interesting to have some kind of power over people to do magic tricks or to read people's minds or something like that. It would be interesting, or maybe a hypnotist, and
Yes.
to get other people do what you want. It,
Ah,
it's too much power.
I would say to the government, pay me again, pay me
Yes.
more.
I would like to have that power with my teenager son. Uh,
Oh,
I told him, do this, and he says, oh, wait a moment. And after 5 minutes later, come on, what happened with what I told you? Oh, wait a moment, please. and,
and that's a
and
favorite.
he doesn't obey me.
You know what? The same thing happens to me and my granddaughter. Hey, please, baby, turn that cell phone off. Yes,
Uh-huh.
yes, in a moment, Granny. 2 hours later, what happens with that cell phone? Oh, Granny, just a moment. Oh my. So
Only one more video. Only one more video.
yeah, and sometimes, hey, Granny, watch this. It's so funny, isn't it? Ah, that's very funny, but turn it off.
Yes.
Yes. You know what? Yes, it would be
Now the cell phone, if not, if, teacher, ¿cómo se dice? How do you say hipnotizar?
hy- hip, uh, hypnotize.
Hypnotize. Well, the cell phone hypnotize the all teenagers.
Yeah, you
And
know what?
well, other adults too.
Yeah, the cell phone has the power.
That's true.
All right. Well,
Yeah. Have the control.
yeah, it has the control of all of our lives.
It is true. Indeed.
All right. Okay. If you don't want to be a wizard or an impersonator of Rasputin, or why don't you think about this? Would you work as a snake milker?
Yeah.
Snake
They
milker?
extract the poison.
Uh-huh.
They extract the poison. Well, it's a very dangerous job.
Too much,
Um,
I guess.
but uh, well, so
No, teacher.
I have listened that with the poison you can make some. Well, scientists make a counter poison
Uh-huh.
with the poison itself. It's like the vaccines, right?
Uh-huh, that's it. Yes,
So
but
it is a very important job
too much.
because you can save many lives with your job, but it is really very dangerous.
And so scary. Well, I think that if I thought about being a snake milker, first of all, the desire of helping people would encourage me. I would say, yes, I can do it. But just to
Hmm.
see a snake next to me, oh my, I don't think I could make a good snake milker, you know? I am a scaredy cat. I'm like a chicken, so
Yes.
I think I couldn't do it. What about you, Jorge? Do you consider you could do it?
No, I don't think so. I am also very afraid of well, many a lot of animals. I don't like snakes. I don't like rats. I don't like some insects.
Oh my.
Uh, so I don't think I would. I am not very brave, and I would think uh, doing that in case of if I had a lot of experience with animals, and if I weren't afraid of them, maybe. But right now, I don't think I could do it.
Neither could I. What about you, Paloma?
Teacher, I think, well, maybe I maybe accept that, but in a specific moment in front of this viper, I don't know my reaction. I don't know my reaction, and maybe I can do it.
Oh my, it is a very difficult. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it would be a very difficult situation to be in front of a snake. I wouldn't even touch them. Oh no. No, I think I couldn't do it.
No, teacher, because the the vipers they have a reaction in the seconds.
Yeah, they are.
They can bite you. Yeah, and we don't have the same reaction.
The same speedness. Yeah, you're right. Well, my my piece of advice, Maggie, if you have thought about changing your job, about doing something different, think about these kind of jobs and think for twice. Appreciate what you have, Maggie, please.
Yes, that's true.
All right. So I don't know if you want to say any comment or to ask any question.
Well, I was thinking about this job. Yes, go ahead, please.
No, you please you
Okay.
continue.
Yes, thank you. I was thinking a moment ago about that movie, The Shining,
Oh,
in which there is this writer who goes with his family to take care of a hotel during the winter, and I like it. I mean, I would like to that job maybe because I could write and I could be quiet for a long time. Of course, not the rest of the movie, which is very scary, but to be quiet. I mean, no phones, everything in peace for 4 or 5 months. That would be nice. I could read a lot, maybe, or write.
yeah, it would be nice. Yeah, there are some things that I guess we would really enjoy. But, well, in my personal opinion, nothing of like this. Right. Well, I thank you very much for your beautiful participations, your brilliant comments, and for your attention and your attendance. And meet you next class.
Okay.
Okay, teacher. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, teacher.
Thanks to you. Have a very good night.
Thank you, teacher.
You
Good
too.
night, Jorge. Good night,
Good
teacher.
night. See you next week.
Good night.
Bye.
Meet you next week. Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.